Let's move on to Michigan State at Minnesota. Michigan State at Minnesota. The Gophers are favored by 3.5 over the Spartans. The over-under is set at 44.5 on FanDuel. Minnesota coming off the very difficult loss to Iowa. Michigan State coming off the difficult loss to Michigan. Both coming off rivalry game losses. Michigan State was at home. Minnesota was on the road. That flip-flops. Michigan State is on the road here. Minnesota is at home. Your thoughts on the game and the position battle you're looking at, Zach?
I'm shocked at the line and the over-under. It feels high, like the over-under feels high and the line feels low. Like I would have thought Minnesota would have been like a 5.5 point favorite, 6.5 point favorite. So like that just, especially at home, that just kind of screams to me like just it's weird. Like there's something going on that I don't
I don't
know
think
about.
the power ratings have not valued Minnesota very highly this season. And also, we don't know if Darius Taylor is going to play in this game or not. So
That is a good point.
they
If
may know
Darius
about
Taylor
that
is not
too.
playing, yeah,
Which, by the way, we have no information on that because when PJ Fleck was asked about it, he said, "I don't deal with that. That's the medical staff." So
yeah.
unless anybody has an interview with the medical staff, don't think we're going to know until the availability report on that one, as PJ likes to do.
Yeah. I'm still though, even to your point, like power rating, like I'm looking at, I know this isn't necessarily a power rating, but Sagarin has Minnesota at a 72.35 and has Michigan State at 69.24. So about a full 3 points ahead of them, not including home field advantage. So that just, I don't know, it just feels for two teams where offense has not been. I think the over under feels high because the like offense has not been necessarily a strong suit for either team, and I think the line it just it feels low even with the lack of clarity about Darius Taylor. I just think it feels off.
Yeah, I get that. I get that for sure. I do think there's just people out there not valuing Minnesota probably as highly as after that Iowa game. I mean, you and I both
Yeah,
know that winning on the road in the Big Ten is tough, and Iowa tend to has Minnesota's number, so it's not necessarily surprising that that happened, but it is something that definitely hurts you in power ratings and stuff. The position battle I'm going to be on the lookout for in this Michigan Minnesota game is going to be the Minnesota defensive line versus the Michigan State defensive line. Michigan State has more offensive line issues. Rahel Stanton went out in the game against Michigan, so they're continuing to switch things up there. I mean, it's been a mess for this Michigan State team on the offensive line so far this season. Not only has it been a mess with how they've played and how much pressure they've allowed to get on their quarterbacks, but they have had three different people play left tackle for this team. They've had two different people play left guard. Thankfully, they've had the center all year long, Matt Golbin, so that helps, but still only so much when you have two different people playing right guard and three different people playing right tackle as well. Rustin Young played right tackle a little bit last game, and then he had to come in and play right tackle when Connor Moore had to move over to left tackle. But even Rustin Young has played left tackle some this season as well. So it's been a whole lot of mixing things up and very difficult to try and build chemistry, try to build camaraderie with this team. And meanwhile, this Minnesota defensive line has been good this season. Anthony Smith is a really good pass rusher. He leads the
Mhm.
Big Ten in sacks right now. But, Zach, it could be fool's gold a little bit, as Anthony Smith has only 3 sacks in the last 4 games, and it was all in one game. Do you know who all three of those sacks were against?
I'm gonna guess Nebraska.
It was Nebraska, yes. So, I mean, if they can take away Aiden Child's legs and really contain him and not allow the RPO game action to get going, then Minnesota obviously is going to shut down this Michigan State offense. But even if the RPO game is going, Aiden Childs hasn't really been super accurate. At one point in that Michigan game, he was 3 of 12. So some of it's pressure, some of it's also just Aiden Childs. I feel like he's trying to do too much. So this is going to be an interesting one. I mean, it's not going to be national coverage or anything because it's a 3-5 and a 5-3 team there, but
Mhm.
we'll have to see how it plays out. Any thoughts on that position battle there, Zach?
That's I mean, you had Minnesota defensive line versus Michigan State offensive line, and that's what I had. And I think, going back to that Minnesota Nebraska game, Nebraska had 36 rushing yards against Minnesota. I think Nebraska's offensive line like has issues, not near the issues that Michigan State has. So I just this is a bad matchup for Michigan State. Like I to me this and watch Michigan State wins this game. But to me this is the biggest lock of the weekend.
That Minnesota goes, covers.
Yeah. Like and not again, I'm not a betting man. I'm not giving betting advice. I'm not
No,
that's
but
not what I do.
it's a
Um
common way to reference things in football.
yeah,
It's not necessarily betting advice.
yeah.
It's just referencing
But
things.
but yeah, I mean I'll go ahead and give my score.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Like I had 24-10 Michigan, not Michigan State, Minnesota. Minnesota 24, Michigan State 10. And I honestly think it's 24-3 late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I had the same exact score, 24-10 in this one. We had some other score predictions in here. Minnesota was 35-14 for Phillip. I think that was the only other one in there.
Yeah.
They're talking
If
about Rutgers versus Ohio State and giving score predictions for
oh
that one right
gosh.
now.
If Darius Taylor plays, does your score change?
No, maybe another touchdown.
Okay.
Not much.
Yeah.
I mean, I think well, can't pronounce his last name. If Jegba, I probably completely butchered that. I apologize. But the backup running back there for Minnesota, I know AJ Turner is out, but the other backup there, he's been coming along better in
Yeah.
this one, and I don't think you need a dominant rushing
Uh
attack for Minnesota.
Fame Ijaboy.
Boy, that's right. Sorry,
Ijaboy. He's your boy. Ijaboy.
Boy.
Sorry,
Uh,
that's bad. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think you need a, super great rushing attack for this Minnesota team to be able to beat Michigan State. I know that's probably a little disrespectful to Michigan State, but this is just not a good football team right now. Jonathan Smith is most likely fired by the end of the year. I mean, and they're back to the drawing board of trying to hire a new coach. Maybe they'll hire James Franklin. Who knows?
Or I wonder if they actually keep Jonathan Smith another year because the amount of jobs that are open right now, I'm not sure who takes Michigan State if you have LSU, Florida, Penn State, all these other jobs open.
Yeah, but are they really in the same pool as those teams? I mean, I'm not saying Michigan State's a bad job, but I
No,
don't think I don't think
I'm
they're
just saying
vying for the same, like they're probably in a similar like UCLA, Virginia Tech tier there.
yeah, I just wonder if you wait another year so that you have a fresh run at other coaches. But
Yeah, I think the fans might riot if that happens, but
yeah, maybe.
that might
That's very
happen.
possible.